how much do I actually warm up? And you can see the gymnast here preparing his grip and getting the width right on the bars.
Did you take your own chalk?
I took my own chalk.
Did you, Beth?
Oh, I think most gymnasts take their own coach. The one thing I find with the P-bars is you seeing them with their arm measuring.
Yeah.
You would think there's a better way of doing it. I don't know.
Oh, what? The forearm and 3
put their
fingers?
arm
No, I
and
was
how
forearm and
many
3
fingers?
fingers. What were you, Sam?
Yeah, the same thing with 2, and Sergey would do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see how Courtney gets on. It's going to be a tough event to call, with less than 1/10 of a mark separating 7 of the gymnasts in qualifying. Let's hand over to Craig Heap and Christine Still.
So first gymnast on these parallel bars for Switzerland, Ian Robol.
Qualified in second spot with a really difficult routine. Starting well so far. Got to keep those arms straight. Finish the skills to the vertical. That's the very difficult skill. The turnout from the one rail. Switzerland traditionally good on this piece of apparatus. No mistakes so far. The big dismount, the double front. Just that little bit of a scurry on the landing, but a very well constructed routine, Chris.
Yes, and a strong start for this parallel bar competition. For me, he didn't hit those absolute perfect straight lines in his handstands, but he was very efficient and kept the routine really moving at a pace. Lovely turn on one arm. Super front somersault, just a tiny flicker on the elbows as he landed. Few tense deductions for the legs as he turns, that one's better. But lots of energy on the apparatus.
23-year-old Swiss gymnast. He was the second highest qualifier, 13.9 in qualification. 5.2 on the difficulty. 13.766 is the benchmark. So slightly down on his qualification score. This gymnast getting into the zone here is Harald Vibia, Norway. Said how tight it was going to be going into this final, just tenths separating these gymnasts. The 25-year-old is all set and ready, the second gymnast in this men's parallel bar European final.
It's a little flex in the elbows there on that first skill, but plenty of height and flight on the transition from below to above the bars. This is one of the requirements, a skill from the upper arm position, very fluent and precise with the turns and the hands. Oh, and I was just about to say, that was a lovely transition, and I think he stubbed his fingers.
No, don't play another one bites the dust.
I know, I was just going to, it's awful, isn't it?
Actually, normally the gymnast will just hold that one bar a little bit, and that was a very quick transition. And it's this blind catch that makes that skill so difficult, but well worth the reward. So that's a full mark, he'll have to compose himself. And he did it again. That's how you do it. Beautiful control on that one rail. This would have scored well without the fall. Double pike to finish. Just that little hop forward. What a shame, but again, brilliant to see a gymnast from Norway on the parallel bars in the final.
We've seen a few gymnasts from Norway featuring this championships. And I have to say, I did like this gymnast style.
Just a little flex there in the elbows, which the judges are looking for.
Love this straight line through the shoulders. And that was the error. As Craig said, you're blind. You have to make sure you're very precise with your hand placement. Just only the fingers went on.
And the worst thing about that, not only do you stub your fingers, but you get a parallel bar in the armpit full of chalk, which absolutely makes you wince.
12.866 for Harald Vibia of Norway. So these scores then aren't as high as we saw in qualification. There could be an open door for Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch here, 29 years old.
Interesting in qualification, Courtney was 9th. They weren't forgiving his stick bonus on the dismount and appealed, and it put him from 9th into 3rd. So it's what a difference that stick bonus makes.
Every 10th is going to count here for Courtney Tulloch. Can he nail this dismount? He's got a lot of parallel bar work to do before then, though.
Fluent there, straight into the handstand. Absolute machine. Lovely straight arm, locked into the handstand. Lovely long swing into the double back. You don't see many of them. Change the body shape back down the bars.
Come on.
Here we go. Double back with the full twist. I think he put his hands down. What a shame.
It was a huge effort from Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch. Some good parallel bar work throughout the routine. But the dismount just not as good as qualification.
Well, the work on the apparatus was just great. I like his line very much. He's a gymnast who can inject energy over a short period very well indeed. But he just needed a little bit more energy into that dismount. You have to bend the bars a bit, don't you? And hopefully they'll lift you up. That was very good.
It's a skill that's been lost on parallel bars, the double back. See, I think he just twisted a little bit early there, Christine. Yeah, hands down, full mark. What a shame. It'd be interesting to see what the score would have been with that extra mark.
And a bonus.
And a bonus.
Even just with the extra mark. Well, Ian Robel is leading this competition, the Swiss gymnast, on a score of 13.766. But a worthy finalist, Courtney Tulloch.
Yeah, he didn't look out of place at all.
No, he's...
Apart from the dismount, that I was going to say that's the best routine we've had so far in this final.
Yeah, no question about that. Let's hope it's not the last time we see Courtney in a parallel bar final.
I think the new rule from 10 skills down to 8 has really helped Courtney.
12.866 in second at the moment.
So it would have gone first.
Would have been a good high score. It was a 7.75 execution with the 1 mark off. 8.75 execution, that would have been good.
Really good.
Well, Niels Dunkel of Germany had a storming all-around competition a few days ago. He finished 5th there, but as we're seeing with these scores here, the door could be open for him.
Well, he did entertain us so much the other evening, didn't he?
He did.
Lovely dynamic work. Look at the arms locked out. That's a very difficult skill. A long swing with the full turn called a Diamondov. Look at the height there, full of originality. He's going for it. Dismount to go. Double front with the half turn. Just that hop back.
He likes it.
He's the happiest kid in this competition for sure.
Yes. And giving the home crowd something to cheer about here. Nils Dunkel with his bid for a medal in this parallel bars final.
Well, they've been a fantastic crowd here in Leipzig, and he's really enjoyed performing, and it is great to work in front of a home crowd.
He was quite quick through the routine, wasn't he? He had quite a flow.
Well, yes, what Sam was saying about the way that they're adding the pirouette, they've got to keep the routine flowing. Parallel bars used to be a little bit stop-start, gymnasts holding the handstand far too long, in my opinion, but this new rule and the construction, it makes the routine a lot quicker and I think a lot more entertaining.
You do notice a big difference, don't you, between the 10 and the 8 moves in the actual length of the routine, the duration of it.
On the parallel bars more than anything, I think, is struck.
But I also I think this pirouette and not stopping in handstand makes a big difference, because you used to see the gymnast just preparing, sometimes waiting a good couple of seconds. Now that's gone. I think that and the 8 skills make it seem a lot shorter. He was going for that stuck landing.
He did well with that dismount because he came off quite bent elbows, didn't he?
Yeah.
12.866 is a medal score at the moment. Held by Courtney Tulloch, leading the competition. Here's the Swiss gymnast, 13.766, but Nils Dunkel has gone into the lead with 13.9, and listen to the roar. Understandably, and there's another German gymnast to come in the last 4. But how long will the order remain like that? Because the next man to swing the parallel bars is a bit of a legend on the apparatus. He's an Olympic medalist, a 2-time European champion. Oh, we're in warm-up, thank goodness. I suddenly thought, what's Timo Edder doing up there?
Well, interesting, Matt. We're looking at the next 4 gymnasts. There's actually only one gymnast scored over 13.9.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think if anybody, for me, deserves a medal from this competition, it'll be Nils Dunkel. He really does portray what sport is all about.
Yeah.
You know, and he has really entertained us and enjoyed the experience as well. There are some gymnasts to finish, and his teammate will be wanting to go above him for sure.
Yeah, well, we've got a few minutes warm up here while the gymnasts just loosen themselves up, because it would just be too much of a longer wait for those gymnasts that are going sort of 7th and 8th to have to wait for all the others to go first. But this lad is an absolute great at the sport. Oleg Bonayev, 31 years old. Himself a world champion back in 2014. Look at him, even in warm-up, it's just mesmerising to watch.
Interesting to think it was 11 years ago that.
And Olympic champion on this apparatus as well.
Olympic champion in 2016 in Rio. 2
Took
times.
a silver in the all-around as well, didn't he?
But this guy's got the high start score as well.
Yeah, Ferhat Arjan.
And we haven't seen anything of him during the competition. We've seen him previously in all-around competitions. We haven't seen him this time round. So he's obviously here for this job and this job alone.
Well, he scored a 14.4 in qualification with a 5.7 on his difficulty. He's got great execution. He's got a body type that's just perfect for this apparatus as well. But he's a great entertainer on this piece of apparatus. It's interesting when we watch the the well-known gymnasts for this piece, what their routine's going to look like when we're so used to seeing them do 10 moves and, you know, have a lot of sort of duration to their routine too. This is a lot faster and quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to obviously fill it with more difficult moves, really. So it sort of emphasises the big skill and the reward that you'll get with it. You'll see Farhat, a lot of his skills come from the upper arm position rather from the straight arm, and that lifts the difficulty a tenth. He's a very tall gymnast, so it's very difficult for him to swing under the bars, even though he will need a skill for the requirement. Interesting enough as well, the next 4 gymnasts all landed their dismounts. They all got a bonus.
Ooh. Okay, well, let's get on with this men's parallel bar European final with Farhat Arajan.
Real supremo on this piece of apparatus, utilising the upper arm, but those 2 little shuffles are a tenth every time. Oh, and just a little loss of form. Oh, and he's off. And
do you know
what we're talking about, this very difficult skills down to 8.
Yeah.
We've seen this gymnast many a time come a cropper in the actual final.
Yeah. He looked rattled from the start though, didn't he? He was just a bit off.
Yeah, he didn't settle. And you having said about you not allowed to hold the handstands, he started with 2 completely held handstands, didn't he? Which, I guess, you see, he's a gymnast who's been around a while and he's having to change his mindset a little bit about the routine.
Well, he certainly won't win today with that full mark off, but he has to get back on the bars. That's very well controlled from the 1 bar. He's got a huge dismount. Watch this, front up rise. Extends the double front with the half turn. I think that's a stuck landing, is it?
I think he'll get a bonus, for the dismount only.
Interestingly, in domestic competition on the women's side in Great Britain, we have had bonuses for stuck dismount, but only if you went clean through your routine.
Oh, that's an addition.
Oh, that's another.
Now, so just watching him do that, so you know, the stuck dismount in our day wouldn't have counted because he fell off during the routine.
But the issue with this routine, because it's so difficult and he's got all these blind catches with his hands coming from upper arm, obviously the more difficult the routine, the more risk you have of falling. And you know, you intro him going, this is the first time we've seen him. He's been sat around for a good few days since qualification was a good few days ago, and even though he's been in the training gym, it's not the same.
But also, when you're like 31 and you've had a parallel bars routine that you've just done for years after years after years with 10 moves, and then suddenly you've got to like reshape it all and make it quick and zippy and
and not hold your handstands.
Yeah, this is the first time that he's sort of performed it in international competition.
Well, our mate Nils Duncan's still going to be in the top spot.
Well, interestingly, Germany will be guaranteed a gymnast on the podium because there's 3 to go and one of them's a German.
Oh, very true.
Yeah.
Well, they've been impressive at this championships.
What a shame for Farhat Arajan. He's been 2-time European champion in the past, back in 20 and 21. Silver at the Euros last year, but there'll be nothing for him this year. What a shame. Highest qualifier bows out. Look at Courtney perched on the end. Still waiting. Looks like Ian Robol's got Jake Jarman's flip-flops on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, Jacko. Well, I wonder what they'll be deliberating on over that.
Well, it was a definite fall. It's whether they give the skill, the under somersault to the 1 rail.
Ah, yes.
Because that's a skill in itself, and then the healy turn out.
Well, he got 5 for the difficulty. So, yeah. It's 12.033 for Ferhat Arojan. Frenchman now. The 4th highest qualifier. Courtney Tulloch still technically in the bronze medal position. But for how long? Leo Saladino took a silver in the all-round a few days ago.
Well, a real new breed of French gymnast. Very light, suited to this piece of apparatus. Did a little flexion in the arms there. This is difficult, and he negotiates that very well.
It's all going to be on the dismount.
Is he going to get the point 1? 1 1/4 in the Diamondov. Front uprights, here we go. Pops up, the double front with a half turn. Well, he tried to hang on, but just that little hop forward. 13.833 in qualification. Interesting to see what that scores now.
Can he get into the top 3 with that? 13.766 is the silver medal score as it stands, and then 2 gymnasts share the 3rd place spot, the Norwegian and British gymnast Courtney Tulloch.
I think it'll go into the medals.
He's certainly a very impressive young gymnast. He's worked solidly, you know. He's worked in, I think he was in the team competition, the mixed team. He obviously did qualification, he did all around.
Got a medal, yep.
Yep, and we've seen him, we've certainly seen him really perform well, haven't we, Craig?
Yeah, we have, and he had a great all-round competition, and this was one of the stronger pieces of apparatus. Actually, he scored 14.
Yep.
So if he gets somewhere near that, yes, he hasn't got his 0.1 bonus from qualification, but it really is going to challenge. And he'll certainly be feeling tired, because he has had, of all those guys, probably one of the fullest programmes, along with Nils Duncan.
Well, this will be his last final of these championships. 22 years old. Can he be in the top 3? And if so, what colour, with 2 gymnasts still left to go? The German Nils Dunkel leads. Ahead of the Swiss, and Norway and Great Britain are in 3rd together at the moment, with 2 gymnasts still left to go, one of which is Oleg Vanayev.
Interesting, Duncan qualified in last place, and he's now sat at the top of the table.
Well, the roar that he gave when he landed, he knew he was in with a shout. The judges are deliberating, thinking, how do we knock the German off the top spot in front of this crowd?
It's amazing, these gymnasts who look so under pressure. Once they're finished, they're chatting away so amiably, as if they're, you know...
It'd be a good podcast these days, wouldn't it?
Out for an evening type of thing.
Yeah. The Medal Podium podcast.
Yes.
What are they talking about?
Oh, he's not happy with that score by the looks of it.
Well, it's 3rd. 13.333. Knocking the Norwegian and Courtney Tulloch from Great Britain out of that 3rd place spot, but Nils Dunkel is still leading this competition with 2 gymnasts left to go, one of which is his compatriot, a German, and the other is Oleg Vanayev.
Interesting, his start value was down 4/10, and I think it was signalled to his coach.
Yeah, I need this protested.
Well, this young lad here has really made his mark on these championships. He's just 19 years old, gold in the mixed team final. Can he get another medal here?
Well, he does swing this piece of apparatus so fluently. Good control there, the heely turn from the one arm. A tall gymnast, so when you swing this piece of apparatus, it looks very elegant, and he's going to be off soon. Look at this.
Oh, he's got it!
On bonus as well.
He's got the
Well,
bonus.
what about that?
Oh, we love a bonus. That was tremendous.
Got to be the new leader. Got to be.
That was magic. And the look on Nils Dunkel's face, look, yes, come on. Is it Germany 1 and 2 as it stands?
He only had a 4.9 for difficulty in qualification. That might be the only thing.
Yeah, well, he did the same routine in the mixed team, the qualification and the all-round. But he got a bonus.
He's got the Brucey bonus. That was great routine, wasn't it? And it had a lot more pace compared to some of the routines we've seen.
Yes, it's a modern routine. It's a routine of the era, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Young gymnast. This is what he's been working towards.
It's a very slight frame. If you look at his upper body, which on a piece of apparatus like parallel bars allows you to swing
Marcel
with
Neuer.
freely.
You remember
Yes,
Marcel
he has a
Neuer?
Neuer look about him. Did I say the other day like a young Belazerchev?
Yeah.
But you're right, Neuer is from that calibre of gymnast.
Well, he's certainly been consistent, that's for sure.
Yes. Well done, son. 19 years old, gold in the mixed team final. And here he is, making his mark on parallel bars. Last final of these championships in front of this home crowd. It'd be magic to have two German gymnasts on that podium. Leo Saladino, 13.333. Yes, he put in an inquiry which has been rejected, which he looks equally baffled about.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what it is, because it's on combination or the skills, because that's your difficulty. You
Well,
can't
interestingly,
object.
he scored 13.833 in qualification and 14 in the all-round. So he's way down on what he would be expecting.
Yeah, you look at the skills, he finished all the skills to me.
Well, it'll only be, it's only the difficulty score you can protest.
Yeah.
So there's something that they haven't credited. He still looks like he can't quite believe it. Score unchanged.
Yeah. It is. I mean, that's the third time he's done this routine at these championships, so I can understand why he's confused. Still waiting. Edge of the seat stuff.
One gymnast to go.
Medal score at the moment. He's gone into third. 13.7 for Timo Eder. But it will be an uncomfortable wait with one gymnast left to go, who is a three-time European champion and a former world champion. Also an Olympic champion in Rio 2016. He's 31 years old, the joint oldest competitor in this final with Ferhat Arozhan. Can the Ukrainian get back on the medal podium? He's a legend of our sport. Everyone would like to see him there. Come on, Oleg.
Fluent start, well suited to this piece of apparatus. Zips up into the handstand, no problem there at all. Oh, and he's off. He's off. It was such a difficult skill. Nils Duncan realises he's just become European champion on the parallel bars from qualifying in last place. Vanayev will have 30 seconds to get back on the parallel bars. What a shame. Has to compose himself. Oh, and again. See, once you fall, it really does knock your confidence and concentration. A perfectionist on this piece of apparatus, but not today. Double front with the half turn. It gets the 0.1 bonus for landing, but it's not his day at all.
Well, what a shame. The two senior gymnasts in the competition, but with the big start score, both falling away at that final hurdle. But great for German gymnastics here.
Well, Nils Duncan cannot believe his luck. And a very well-deserved performance. All three guys put in some fantastic parallel bar work. Yeah, well done, that man. Oleg Vanayev, so well respected in the gymnastic community.
As you said, an absolute legend. And he started that routine so zippily and so well, as if he was going to make it easily. But it's amazing how much you lose your competitive edge when you're not competing all the time. There was a time when Vanayev competed all the World Cup circuits, everything, and he was so reliable.
Yeah, you need to be competition fit as well as training fit, don't you, Christine? And that's a skill in itself, not just in the sport of gymnastics, but a lot of sports. You've got to be able to transfer what you're doing into the gym or in the training hall, out on the podium. What a result for Switzerland as well. I'll just wait for confirmation. He had two falls, Vanayev, so score comes in 11.5. He got that bonus for the landing. So there we have it. The new European champion on the parallel bars from Germany, Nils Duncan. Silver to Switzerland's Ian Rubel, and the bronze to Germany's Ida Timo.